Hi, today I'm going to share with you a personal story about my niece. She's 4 years old, which puts her in the pre-schematic stage of drawing, and in this stage children are just starting to understand that symbols are representative of objects. So the little things they draw represent something in real life. She was making a picture for her swim teacher, and she was very unhappy with it. And my mom and Bella FaceTimed me to see if I could help. When I answer their call, Bella's in tears, and my mom is frantically trying to reassure Bella that her art is good. And Bella is saying, no, it's not perfect. My mom's looking at me saying, I thought the first one was really good, but she's so unhappy with it, and she's made 10 more, and she threw them all away. She's going through my copy paper. Can you help? And Bella's just like not gonna have it. So I asked her to show me her picture, and she showed it to me, and she's still a little teary-eyed. And I look at it, and I'm like, you're not happy with your picture? And she's like, no, it's not good, it's not perfect. Which makes me sad that a 4-year-old would be already using the word perfect and imperfect in their art. So I asked her to show it to me. And then I ask her if she can tell me what she doesn't like about it. She's not really sure, which is expected at that age. There's something not right, and what she needs is someone to help her figure out what isn't right as far as her expectations and what can she do to make it better. So I'm looking at her picture. The first thing I do is look for something that she has done well for her age. And I look at the letters, the words that she's written, tell her that she wrote her letters very well, and it's easy for me to read, and that her handwriting is really improved. That's specific feedback, specific praise, and she's happy about that. And then I look at the other elements on the picture, and I see a couple of hearts. We talk about that. Are you happy with the hearts? Yeah, I'm still trying to find out what's not making her happy. So then we move to the next element in the picture, and I'm not sure what it is. It could be, when I'm looking at it, a flower pot, but I'm not sure. Now, the last thing you want to say to a child is, what's that? You know, even if you're smiling or laughing or whatever, if you don't know what it is, if you can't recognize what they've drawn, it can be very upsetting to them, because that means they didn't draw it well enough for you to see what it is, and they can compound their frustration. So the way to get out of that is just ask them to tell you about it. So I'm looking at her picture, and I'm like, oh, Bella, tell me about what else you've drawn for your teacher. And she says, it's a purse. I'm like, I see that. I see your purse. And I said, oh, you've got a surprise coming out of the purse. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, what's the surprise for your teacher? Again, trying to get her to tell me what she drew without her knowing that I don't know what she drew. So she tells me it's a little ghosty that's coming out of the purse. I'm like, okay. Well, she was smiling when she was talking about the purse, but she was not smiling when she talked about the ghost. So I'm thinking that this ghost is the problem. And I ask her, what's wrong, Bella? Are you unhappy with the ghost? And she shakes her head, yes. I'm like, what don't you like about it? So I try not to use the words right and wrong. Again, it creates that dichotomy. What don't you like about it? And she doesn't know. She's just not happy with it. So at this point, what she needs is something that she can do to improve her picture. And I'm looking at the picture, and out of the shapes that she's drawn, she's only colored in one of them. So I go back to that. Again, I'm talking with her about very specific elements of her picture, and I say, I see that you colored in your purse. It's such a bright, cheerful color. She shakes her head, and she's smiling again, and I say, you know what? I think that we can make your picture better. And she's looking at me very intently, and I say, I think it would help if you colored in the other shapes on your picture. And she just looked at me. And I'm like, do you think you can do that? She shakes her head, yes. I'm like, great, I think your teacher would really like that too. You can make the picture very colorful. And she's okay, she's ready to go. She's already thinking about it, and she's no longer even looking at me on the phone. She's sat back down. So by walking her through it and acknowledging that there is a problem, in her mind and giving her something to fix that problem with, she's re-engaged with her original art. So she sits back down, and I told Mom, like, you guys call me when you're through and let me see the art. A little bit later, they do. They call me back, and Bella's finished the picture, and so I ask her to show it to me. And she holds it up, and she's smiling, and she's really happy. And I'm like, oh, Bella, you colored in all the shapes. So I'm reinforcing that her actions improved her picture. And she's like, yeah. So I talk about the colors, and then I talk about the fact that she stayed in the lines very nicely. So again, I'm looking for specific things that I can point to that she can remember and apply the next time. So it's not just a, well, I don't know why this picture is good and why everybody liked it. I hope the next one is too. That's too general. So we go back to the specifics. So I'm looking at it, and she's colored in the ghost and the purse and the hearts, and everything's colorful. And I ask her, so are you happy with your picture now? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, that's great, Bella. Are you gonna give it to your swim teacher? She shakes her head, yes. And you know, I'm teasing her a little bit. I'm like, I think you should give it to Aunt Tammy. And she's like, no, I'm a swim teacher. Which made me happy that she was proud enough for her work that instead of putting it in the trash, she now felt good enough about it to give it to her swim teacher. So, problem solved, preschoolers happy, and it's done in a way that encourages them and supports them in their creative growth going forward. Again, remember that you don't want to draw on their picture, because that reinforces the idea that you can draw better than them. You don't want to ask a preschooler, what's that? Ask them to tell you about their picture. Look for specific things that they have done well relative to their development and any progress that they've shown. And then give them something specific that they can do, one thing. And the situation with Bella, I suggested that she color in the shapes. So that is something that she can do. And then she chooses the colors. And then when they complete that and they bring it back to you, don't slip into, oh, it looks much better now, it's great, it's perfect now. Go back to the specific thing that she did and acknowledge that. You colored in the shapes, and then talk about why that was good. It made the picture brighter, it made it more colorful, something, of course, that is something that she can understand. So that's my story, and it helped my mom and Bella, and I hope that it helps you. If you have a preschooler who is having any sort of resistance or confidence issues with drawing, or you're not sure how to handle it with their frustration, please leave it in the comments below. I'd love to help, or shoot me an email. Thank you.